Camera rolling in 3, 2.
Hello once again and welcome to another edition of African Stars Club Legends. In today's edition, we are joined by Katangwe Richard Kambaripa, a man who needs no introduction. He played for African Stars. He was a one-club man, started as a youngster, very good technique, your modern box-to-box midfielder, probably, from my own opinion or my observation, one of the best ball careers of his generation. Katangwe, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
Just tell us a little bit about your football journey, how you joined African Stars and where you started. Before that, I mean, we all played some street football and from the small clubs before we graduated to the bigger stage.
Obviously, I started in streets, OG streets, with my guys that I grew up with, the Chiho siblings, and all of them. As I graduated through school, I went to Diepra, and I had talent already, and Mr. Wellemans, he taught me how to protect the ball.
So you came through very good hands. That I think that's to be serious, and I think that I didn't know that you were a dribbler, but your ball technique now it tells me where you came from. You had very good ball technique.
At Diebra there, we were the same age group with Donald Chikune, Opi Samaria, and Bimbo. Them were maybe 1 or 2 years older than us, but I think the love there grew exponentially. And from there, as young kids from Diebra, we used to go and play in Okahanja. There was a team there, Morocco City Stars. Yeah, I had a wonderful time in Okahanja. They used to come and pick us up, and we play there. After that, we come back with fish and chips and everything. Yeah, and from there, I relocated to Windhoek. And my buddy, Issa Kavari, played a little bit for Hungry Lions, unofficial matches and that. From there, he took me to Golden Rivers. That is now, I don't know what is that season. It's in the Premier League. What was?
Yes, it played in the Premier League, I think one season.
Yeah, that season when the teams were subdivided. Yeah, that's where he actually went there, and we played a little bit. I remember playing my game against African Stars at Escavia Stadium. I gave it my all, and the people saw me.
You say you gave it your all. Obviously, I think it was a dream of every child growing up in that section where we all grew up. That was a dream of everyone to play for African Stars. So that you obviously probably wanted to impress so that you can be spotted by the scouts.
That's the thing. But you see, African Star never spotted me. From there on, Issa Kavari took me to African Stars. He only trained for a week, and then he left me there. So I had to swim there and
swim with the sharks.
Yeah, swim with the sharks. It was very difficult. So I trained maybe for I don't know whether it's 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Then I couldn't make it. It's not that I couldn't make it, but
there were too many good players.
It was such that when you play football, the first team is playing that side.
Second team as well.
The second team.
The French players.
Yeah, and now the French players, if you sit on a bench, you are first team player. So you play maybe 17 guys against 8 guys. It didn't make sense. So I just went home and stayed for a while there. And my buddy, Shipembe Kanjo and Bones and Saki and Charlie, they convinced me to go back because obviously they knew the talent. So luckily this time when I came back, it coincided with Shepard Morabe coming to to
African Stars.
to African Stars. Yes, and that's how I joined African Stars now. And also when Shepherd came, my whole scope of football was also on another level. I must give due to Shepherd.
Shepherd Morabe.
Yeah, in molding me.
Talking about Shepherd Morabe, you were also among the first bunch of players that was selected to represent maybe our first national team under 20 years.
Yes, 1990.
Yes, and Shepherd was the coach, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Shepherd was the coach.
So tell us a little bit about that experience, starting playing international football.
Yes, Shepherd was something else, very good motivator with his practices was very enjoyable and a very, very good motivator. Even already when we started at Stars, maybe after every training matches, he would come to me and speak to me on a personal note and tell me, I was probably the youngest. I was about 16, 17. So when we were selected to play, we went to, Lesotho, where we played for the under 20.
Yes.
That is 1990.
1990, yeah.
Yes, yeah. That was something else. As we were in the same team with Shivute, Lucky Kakuva, Gospel Chikerete, Dolly Van Wey.
Ronnie Masilo.
Yeah, Ronnie Masilo.
Somebody, I think.
Bobby was not there.
Yeah, a couple of very good players.
Very, very good players.
Rex English.
Yeah, Rex and Metcam,
They were the goalkeepers.
and also Shotgun. What is that?
Oh, Carl Moton, yeah.
Was a very, very good
Very good
player.
defender, yeah. Yes.
That guy he could almost play everywhere, but he was a very good player.
No, you were very, I don't think it was fitness, but you had a big engine. You really I never saw you walking, probably showing signs of tiredness. You were always fit. Did you train on your own, or what motivated you always to be on top of your game?
You see, when playing for Stars was sometimes very difficult because we had our defenders who you put the ball in the air. It was a bit difficult. So I had to run around to try and get the ball. So I was not one of these players. I know many players, when they go into the national team, they don't even want to be passed. I was constantly looking for the ball.
We're not scared to get the ball. Some players say, no, don't pass me the ball.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was, even if I make a mistake now, next thing I'm still looking for the ball.
I want to recover the ball.
Yeah, I had the business with the ball.
What were your biggest moments with African Stars? I mean, you were one of the longest serving servants of the club. You played for a long time. Sometimes rocky patches as well, where the team was not doing exactly well. And also won a couple of silverware as well. So what was your biggest moments?
Actually, Carlos, I didn't play that long. I almost retired to 26, 27 years. But because I started early,
yes, exactly, yeah.
So most people they think
the longevity is there.
Yeah.
Because you started early.
Yeah.
Even if you stop at 29, you played almost 10 years. It's a long time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in my African Stars, the game that stands out for me is the very first game that African Stars played against Liverpool at Katutura Stadium, packed to rafters. And what a match. And coincidentally, I scored the winning goal.
And you were not really, you're not always among the goal scorers.
Yeah. Because I can safely say that in the first 3 seasons or first 4 seasons, when I started playing for Stars, I can safely say 70% of the goals scored, they were started by me or.
You were involved in
Yeah.
all the goal.
But as we grew, I played with older guys, and let's say you are playing now against Orlando Pirates, and Ahab is doing his things, then the older guys, Newman, them they say, "Hey, Kameripa, that's your guy, that's your guy." So later, as time goes, I develop into defensive midfielder, and obviously also because now Shepard was not there anymore, so he could not protect me for
So you have to,
carrying the
you have
ball.
to adjust your gameplay.
I had to adjust. So that's how it went.
You were part of the title-winning team that qualified for the African Cup Club Championships, and you went outside the country. Tell us about your experience in. What was it?
Oh, that was
Zaire.
Zaire. It was then Zaire.
I will
That
go
was a rude awakening. We flew from here to Angola, Luanda. When we came in Luanda, they said our flight is delayed to 3 days. We were supposed to connect from Luanda to Maputo. Is it Maputo or what is it?
Maputo is in.
Sorry, what is the capital of Zaire?
Was it not Kinshasa?
Yeah, Kinshasa. So it was postponed by 3 days. And we were there at
Where did you sleep there?
we were there at the airport that day.
Sleeping on the seats.
Yeah, and we were actually supposed to sleep there. I must give credit to our team manager, Leslie Kodongwidi, who was with Waka, Paki Waka. They negotiated tooth and nail, so they took us to Tropical Hotel. At least there we had aircon and everything. That morning we ate a fabulous breakfast. You know, the people, they ate in that hotel so that we were similarly kicked out of that hotel that morning. So, and while we were there,
So that was your first foreign trip.
yeah, that was my first foreign trip. Oh
First time
no,
to
it's
fly.
not. It's first time with African Star.
Okay.
Is it my first time to fly? Yes, because when we went to Lesotho, we just drove in a Kumbis. So it was my first time to fly. And while we were there in the morning, from nowhere came the legendary Congo, a Zairian by birth,
Former African stars.
former African.
Zenga Dodo.
I only heard about him. So he came there because he apparently worked for Syrian Airways, and when he read in the papers African Stars, so through the whole night he was looking where is African Stars until he came there. And when he came there, because
How was the reception like? Okay, obviously you didn't know the guy, but I'm sure the likes of George Carrice
Yeah.
played with him.
that was something to see. George, he was only speaking Damara when he hugged him, and he was crying. The tears was
Tears of
going.
joy.
Yeah, tears of joy, obviously. And you see, it touched me a bit as well. But then Dondos organized for us to fly to Congo Brazzaville. So that night we flew to Congo Brazzaville, and we had to take a ferry to cross into
Over the
Zaire.
river, yeah.
Yeah, over the river. So also on that, the people now, because we only ate in the morning, or these cry
Oh, they were
babies.
starving.
It was, yeah. And you see, when we were walking in Angola, we saw this chicken that was being fried over flames and stuff. And I said, in your heart, you say, these people, what are they eating? I'm not going to eat. Not going to eat this.
So that was a cultural difference.
Oh, it's very, very different. And now we know the flame grill, so so we ate in the morning, and When we went to Congo Brazzaville at the airport, we slept at the airport in Congo Brazzaville, and we were quite hungry. Some of our guys like Costa, they were just lying like hungry puppies there on the ground, almost crying. It was a bit difficult. And here also I must give credit to Kolongwidi and Waka. They went and they brought that chicken.
So you have to eat it.
There's no other way. So we ate that chicken and with is it a baguette, that bread?
Yeah, bucket, the French
Yes,
bread.
yeah.
French bread, bucket.
So because we were in a French territory, you know.
Yes, absolutely.
So, and we ate and we slept there. I was also keeping, you know, you have your big guys, your what.
Small groups.
Yeah, me and Rasta Boinde and Waka and Costa always used to hang together.
Now you're talking about Waka. At the time he just joined African Stars. And he was not registered, but through whispers in the deep, apparently he managed to play. How did you manage to squeeze him in?
I don't know how or whether I'm qualified to say that, but since I'm here now and this is the history of African Stars, Waka Waka was registered as Tony Meroro. So he went and he played as Tony Meroro.
Okay. Now, how was the football like? Now they introduced now to international football, because I remember when I was growing up, I watched our central team, Namibian team, playing against teams from South Africa. And so then we had very good players, and we used to beat these guys. I remember Kaiser Chiefs came here in 1969. We drew the first match on Sunday, we played 2 matches. We beat them 4-2 and 4-3. And a lot of other teams came here. And the way I didn't really think that there's any team that can beat Namibia. Because you always think like that, you're always in that mode until you get exposed to the other world, start seeing that. No, but I never really thought that the Golans could play football. No, just shortly before independence, Petro de Atletico came here. They played against Young Ones. Young Ones was probably the best football playing team at the time. That's them 7-0. The next day they drew against Orlando Pirates.
Those were the 2 best matches ever played in Namibia. Those 2 matches. Because even when it was 6-0, not 7.
Something like that.
Yeah, Young Ones. And when you look at that game, you can not tell who should have won that game if you take away the goals.
It was end-to-end stuff.
Yeah. Very good football, carpet football, nice passing. You know, Young Ones could pass the hell. Yes. Those 2 matches for me stands out as the best ever football matches. I was still a very young boy, but I remember them very well because
they played to a goalless draw with Orlando Pirates.
Yeah, that game, don't play with Aha, General Ocamp.
So now let's go back to Congo. So your first game now, I think you lost 5-0 if I'm not mistaken.
We lost 3-0.
3-0 and 2-0. Okay, so how was it like now? Was it now fire baptism now? You probably thought you're going to go there, another walk in the park. So what was the difference? I mean, what did you find out there?
What was funny there, already when we were in Angola, they were telling us you are going to lose 3-0. When we came in Congo Brazzaville, you are going to lose 3-0. When in Zaire, before we went to Buyimayi, we had to fly from the capital to Buyimayi, 1,500 kilometers. They were only talking that 3-0. And we went, we trained at that field, and in the morning they watered the field. It was just pools. It was just pools of water all over. And when we came in a warm up, you see those Zairians, they were just tackling the water like this. and our people, Waka them, they were trying to
Jump over. Try to be fancy.
to run over. Yes, I was on that bench for some strange reason because I was the only player with international experience then for African Stars. But
Having played for the youth team.
yes, but I must say I was really impressed by Nico Hinjo. He played in my place in the midfield, and even
He was a versatile player. He
Yeah.
was probably
Even
one of
if
the
I-
best centre backs.
if I was African Stars coach, then I would have played Nico in midfield and give Rasta his natural place there at the back.
It's actually where Nico started. He started off as a midfielder.
Yeah.
And then when the Kariris and Onyo and them started to become a little bit slower, then when he was shifted to the back line as a centre back. But he was a brilliant player, unbelievable.
So you can Nico Hinjo for me in that match, Vemuna Hoveka and Rasta Bwende always
Rasta was a very intelligent player.
very, very
He played football differently. I think he was at a different level. And a lot of people, I think he's the most underrated defender of his generation.
never to be called
Yeah.
for the national team. Never to be called. He brought a different dimension
Exactly.
to our game. We started to play from the back a bit more so when Domingo Martins came in. Then really Nico them and all them they got the confidence to play from the back.
You played for a few different generations at African Stars, and you were part of the team that won the sort of that mini league title at the dawn of independence. When you played with a couple of great players around you, like Domingo Martin, and we had also the Zambian boy, Epison Bwawa. So how was it like now being introduced to different setup now, where football was reunited again now, playing in a national league setup, as opposed to the previous days when we only have the central, northern, and western, that kind of stuff now. And foreign players also, there was an influx of foreign players, a couple of other teams like Ramblers, Tigers, they signed a couple of refugees from neighboring countries. So how did this improve local football?
It improved local football a lot because African Stars always, when they find exciting players, they always bring them in, no matter nationality or ethnic group. I personally, I coped well with all these foreign players. Also had a very good personal relationship with all these all these foreign players. And I must say, the guy who impressed me the most was Domingo Martin because he kept it simple.
It was at a different level.
Yeah.
So what type of player really? I mean, he brought a new dimension into the team's style of play, and I think he influenced you guys as well around him. So how would you describe him as a player?
In maybe he played only 3-4 years in Namibia. There was not a better midfielder than Domingo Martin in
I
Namibia.
agree with you. I fully agree with you.
So that let me just take that out of the way. So when you have such a great player, you only want to compliment him. You don't want to, even then when Domingo Martin was come, I was not carrying the ball anymore. So I know where I should pass the ball. And also with Waka Waka Hosebe was a very intelligent player who could,
You never lost the ball.
yeah, who could, is a great
He could
ability.
take the terms, the pace of the game.
His great ability is actually his passing.
Yes, he could pass the ball.
Could pass the ball. And oh, that was a team. So, well, I played out of position when Domingo was there, but I was happy because I contributed. I was playing now more on the right midfield of the game. So, what a player he was. And also, Apitas, the guy from Zambia.
Short boy.
Yeah, the short boy. That boy could run with a ball
And he could finish.
and dribble like nobody's
was
business.
fast.
That guy also. There was also a couple of other guys. There was also this, I don't know what was he. There was this colored boy who came from Cape Town, Marais. Was it Marais or something? He worked for Woolworth that time. He played here maybe half a season or so. Was
Call him.
very intelligent player.
Well, there were a lot of great players. But tell us of some of your memorable moments with African Stars. I mean, you always played in front of big crowds, and Stars crowd always want victory. They don't settle for anything less than a victory. Sometimes they can become very hostile as well. So how was it like? Were you not sort of bit disturbed and distracted by the behavior of some of the fans? If the team is not doing exactly well, then they get to the players, the skin of the players.
It never went to my mind, those things. When I'm on the field, it's like I'm somebody else. I don't, listen to what they are saying. But you see the thing with
But you
Africans.
were a crowd favorite. I'm sure that they never swore at you.
No,
Because they always chosen players and they kind of targeted certain players.
Africans, it doesn't matter whether you play bad or good. They can do those nasty things to you. So the one thing I want to tell the people with my journey with African Stars, when you play in Keetmanshoop, when you play in Walfish Bay, in Rundu, in Oshakati, it's like you are playing in a home game. Now, people, they are talking these things, supporters. You can fill a stadium for one day. But I'm telling you, when you play with African Stars, it doesn't matter where they play. It's like a home game to you. Because all the African Stars supporters in a smaller, they will come and support.
I have experienced that. I think we went to Keetmanshoop was here. And people came from, news and nearby towns. And suddenly, it's a lot of African Star supporters there in Keetmanshoop. I was wondering, where do these people come from?
It's like that.
That's a love for the team.
Yeah.
Now tell us of your biggest moments, what you have achieved and what you've won in African Star, some of the major trophies you won that got stuck to your mind.
Is the league? Was it 1983, 93 or the one that we played in Mini?
That was 90.
Was it 90?
90.
Where we played Liverpool for the penalties and
90, yeah. But 91, 11 years won the league.
No, it was not 90. It must be 93 because Domingo was there. 90 Domingo.
90.
No. Domingo was not. He did not play for Stars in the 90. It must be 90.
The African Stars won was 1990. A league that was demarcated, and then the teams had to come to the playoffs. Because 91 was 11 years. 92 was Ramblers.
I don't know there, but you see, African Stars almost got relegated in 89. So it cannot be 90, but it's okay. Okay, that.
I will have to check through my records.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that was the one. That was the game against Liverpool, the first game.
Liverpool was only established 1990 after independence.
Yes.
They were not there before independence.
Yes. Yes. They were there before independence.
No.
Because when they played in that mini league where
the mini league was started after independence. That's why they had to start when the teams. There was a league in Komasa.
Okay.
A separate league. There was a white league, ASA.
Okay.
Ramblers and SKW, Spark, Maritimo, and all these teams played. And then with NSSL, where African Stars, Tigers, and all these other teams were playing.
Okay.
So all these leagues were brought into the same head as where they started the National League. So there were playoffs and all this kind of. This is how Liverpool came into the picture. From nowhere, I don't know where they came from, but that's how they came into the picture. I think they pedaled on a team from Commerzal, one of the teams
Yeah.
fishing, and let's say they were wangled into the whole system here.
Okay. So those are the games, and also the Black Africa games were very memorable. Also, as a young boy from Debra, I also played one tournament in Black Africa second team.
You had to.
Yeah. And obviously, Black Africa is the whole Debra, so it's something special to play against the people that you grew up with and all that. And also against Pirates was also very memorable. Also, Life Fighters, also one team. That was, their rivalry there. Nowadays it's mellowed down, but in our time, you go there to Ochuarongo is
Now it's war.
it's war, yes. It's war.
Now, I'm sure that now and then you go and watch games as well. How would you compare the standard of play? Because a lot of things have changed now, the dynamics, the nutrition, training methods, and the approach. A lot of things have changed. But in terms of talent, what is your personal view about the current crop of players?
Yeah, I can safely say that the coaching methods has improved tremendously. It's only talent because in our time, when you were playing for school, it kept you there, and you hone your skills. You are almost like in a soccer academy, like that. And when you were playing these other schools, Ashipena, Agostinium, and all those things. But nowadays, because now when you fail grade 10, you are out of school.
You're in the streets here.
You are in the streets. So
Yeah, you start to develop that street mentality.
discipline goes with it. Yeah. And it's not like here we have now also many soccer academies.
That's a lot, yeah.
I don't know how they are contributing towards, but the standard has dropped tremendously. You can hardly, if you take 3 teams, there's probably only one exciting player. But in our time, every team had maybe 3 or 4 exciting players. So
Where people pay money, serious money to go and watch.
to go and watch. I'm also not, I don't also want to criticize too much. Where my critique is only for the government, because football must become an industry. Not these things, the people talking sponsorships and everything. When football is an industry, we are talking a whole lot of things.
Yes.
You see, even the South African companies, when they are advertising, they are using South Africans. Why we have Namibians here?
Because you're talking about endorsements for players
And all these kind of things.
So the marketing aspect of the game is lacking.
Those things can only be fixed by legislation. Government must go and see what it is to make football an industry. You see, football can be helping us with unemployment, serious unemployment, not these peanuts that the people are getting. And for sure now I know for coaches it's almost there, because they are probably paid higher than the players.
Now, your club, African Stars, won the league title 3 times in a row. When there was a break
Yeah.
of those issues that were in football, they came back 2 consecutive league titles. They're on the way now for the 4th. So would you say the club is in good hands and it's on the right path?
It's in very good hands. I'm very happy with what they are doing. But we must strive to improve always. We must strive to improve always. And with the people that we have, I think they will always strive for improvement.
There we have it from the horse's mouth. With that, we've come to the end of another edition of African Stars Club Legends. Thanks for joining us, brother.
Thanks for having me. Did I do justice?